Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dive Deep. I'm Shelby Cornett, and I'm the ministry assistant at Cambridge City Christian Church. And this is Danny
It is I
again,
again.
every week.
Yeah. Summer's here.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Yeah, we've been waiting a long time for this.
I know.
Yeah.
I used to not, I'd rather it be winter or fall, but now I'm starting to like summer a little more.
That's funny.
It's my old age.
Boy, your old age.
My old
All that cold air gets to your bones,
I'm
right?
a quarter
Yeah.
of a century old
Yeah.
now.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Well, those watching, I'm sure, don't feel too much sympathy for you. So, yeah.
Hey, you guys got out of last week when I wanted to talk about graduation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to make fun of you guys for being old, but
Yeah. Well, oh, well, we missed it.
you missed it.
Yep.
Oh, well. But this week was Memorial Day,
Memorial Day weekend. Yeah.
and we had a Memorial Day sermon,
Yeah.
kind of.
Connected with Memorial
Yeah.
Day. Yeah. Yep.
So I wanted to ask, did your family have any traditions for Memorial Day?
Wow, that's a good question. Growing up, not really. I mean, we would always, recognize what the day was about.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with my dad, he was military and all that.
Yeah.
So, but no, trying to think back, I really do think it's kind of one of those holidays that. I mean, I know there are some families that have traditions and stuff, but I
Mhm.
would say a lot of families don't in a
Right.
way. And what I mean is, yeah, they'll get together and maybe have food or something like that,
Mhm.
but nothing out of that, out of
Right.
that ordinary. So no, not really.
I wouldn't say we had a tradition, but
Mm-hmm.
we would go to my grandparents for a cookout every year. And I remember playing outside while my grandpa would grill
Mm-hmm.
and listening to the race on the radio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's a thing that's a little different here for those who grew up in Indiana than for me. I grew up in Florida. The race is a big part of Memorial Day weekend up here, whereas in Florida it really wasn't. So yeah, that makes a little bit of a difference in how you view the holiday.
Yeah.
Being a Hoosier versus a Floridian.
My grandma, I forgot about this. My grandma had a Jell-O mold of race cars,
Oh, that's cool.
and she made Jell-O race cars. I forgot about that.
That is pretty cool. So you did
Yeah.
have a little tradition there,
Yeah,
a Jell-O race car tradition.
yeah, and she made Jell-O Easter eggs for Easter.
Oh yeah, I've seen those before.
Yeah. I forgot. I'm glad we talked about this.
Yeah.
Made me remember
Bringing back
the cars.
memories from all those years ago when you were a kid.
Oh, yeah. Really long. Just escaped my mind.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that whole decade or whatever ago, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was in high school a decade ago.
Okay. All right.
That makes me
We'll
feel
let
a
you.
little
We'll let
older.
you feel like you're older when you're really
Well,
not.
I told my brother the other day, I was like, he said something about 10 years ago, and I said, I was 12 10 years ago. And I was like, oh, no, I wasn't.
a little older than that.
I
Yeah.
was 15.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's rough getting old, isn't it?
Yeah. It's tough. So, anyways,
Mhm.
my next note was we kind of have Memorial Day every week.
We do. Yeah, that's a good point. Because in the middle of our worship service every week we have communion, which is a memorial service, I guess you could say. Yeah, a lot of churches, they'll have a communion table at the front, and on the front of that table it'll say, "Do this in remembrance of me," or or they might shorten it, "In remembrance of me," or something like that. So yeah, I mean, we do every Sunday we memorialize and remember what Jesus has done. So yeah, you're right.
We're just
do.
celebrating a different person or people.
Mm-hmm.
But we can kind of do all of them.
Yeah,
too.
we celebrate Jesus even on Memorial Day, but I think on Memorial Day we kind of widen that, right, to people who've given their lives for our country, or and then we remember those maybe in our family or friends who've passed away as well. So yeah.
Yeah. And then I liked the point where you said, whatever you do, don't forget how you got here.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me think, I wrote a whole list of okay, it could be God, it could be soldiers, parents, family members, friends, coaches.
Yeah.
What
Yeah. Yeah, the reason that you are where you are in life isn't by happenstance. Obviously, God is working something out,
Mm-hmm.
but God uses people in situations. And that's kind of what I referred to Sunday was that we need to remember the people in the situations that have brought us to
Mm-hmm.
where we're at now, because those things have molded us,
Mm-hmm.
both good and bad.
Right. And that's what I put with the events that got us here. Obviously, I thought of Jesus first,
Mm-hmm.
but then like bad things, I thought of like breakups,
Yeah.
losses in life,
Mm-hmm.
things that you're mad about when it happens. But
Yeah, but then later maybe you understand,
Mhm.
or at least have an idea of why it happened. Yeah, I
Right.
mean, you may not agree with it or like it, but
Mhm.
yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not always the good things.
No, it's not. No, sometimes God uses the bad things and does good. That's what one of his great gifts and
Yeah.
talents, if that's what you want to call it, is that he's able to
Kind of
take
goes
the
with
bad.
our suffering series.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't realize when you're going through it, but then
Mhm.
later
Yeah.
it makes
Yeah.
more sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then the rock exercise that we
Yeah,
did.
that was. What'd you think of that?
Yeah, I liked. Well, I didn't do it because I was in the sound booth,
Oh.
slaving away.
Slaving away. Okay. Pushing buttons. That's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should do that every year, and then our
Mm-hmm.
our little statue thing can just keep getting bigger.
Keep getting bigger. That's a cool
I
idea.
think it would be cool.
I do think I'm going to keep those rocks, and
Mm-hmm.
I just got to find a good place to put them. I don't know if
I have
outside would be
ideas.
good or.
I have ideas. I've been
Okay.
thinking about it.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
But yeah, it was something that I thought of when I was going through the message, and then when I was looking at the passage back in Joshua where Israel crossed the Jordan River,
Mm-hmm.
and they built a memorial of 12 stones, and I thought, hey, we could do something kind of like that too. And
Yeah.
and so yeah, it's pretty cool, and we'll get a picture. I haven't gotten it up on Facebook yet, but I took a picture of it. It's pretty cool looking at some of the rocks and what people wrote, and
Yeah.
it's just neat how God has used people and obviously his own attributes
Mm-hmm.
to bless us.
Yeah. And the last thing I wrote on here was I was thinking while we were doing the rock thing, and when you said like a person, a lot of people came to mind, but one person that I thought of was Missy Renforth. Because like she was my coach in high school.
Yeah.
And then she recommended me for the position at the church.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then she helped me get here.
Yeah.
And then since I've been here, I've grown in my faith. And
Mm-hmm.
I think because of Missy, I'm probably
Yeah,
a different person than
she
I
had a
could
big
have been.
part in that. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's pretty cool.
Hopefully she doesn't care that I said that.
Well, I'm sure she won't. And the memorialized part, like I talked about, remembering the people and the events, that's kind of a mix of both, right?
Yeah.
It's a person in an event that
Yeah.
kind of brought you to where you're at with your faith.
So
And
just over several
Yeah.
years, Missy helped in different ways
yeah,
to get me here.
that's pretty cool. That's really good. I'm surprised that you have that good of content on your podcast.
I have a brain in my head. I use it sometimes.
I'm just kidding. I think. No, I am.
Yeah.
I am. I'm kidding.
That was
No,
my deep content
really
for the
good.
day.
For the day or the year or
We'll see.
I'm just giving you a hard. It's my turn.
It's because I'm only
To give her
working
a hard time.
one day this week.
Yeah. You only have to put one day of thought into everything, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if we're getting those kinds of thoughts, maybe we should just make you
To
work
just
one
work
day.
one day a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get nothing done.
Oh boy. All right.
That's all I had for this week's
Yeah.
sermon.
So we start a new series this coming week on the book of
Yeah.
Proverbs.
I'm excited about that
I
because
am too.
I'm not really familiar with Proverbs much
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, and I am too. I mean, I've been going through it and studying through it, and it's not a book that I've preached from before. It's kind of been cool because I've preached on several books this year that I've not really preached on before,
Yeah.
so it's been kind of fun. And we're not going to be able to go through every proverb, but for 10 weeks, we're going to go through some proverbs that touch on a lot of different subjects, like this first one is talking about what is the fear of the Lord and understanding what a proverb is.
Yeah.
Because I think people hear that and they don't really know what a proverb is. So we're going to talk about that, talk about what wisdom is, but we're going to talk about friendships and and marriage, and I mean a lot of different topics that pop up in the book of Proverbs. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. It's going to be a really, really good
The
study.
last chapter I read in the story, it started talking about Proverbs, and it just listed like a ton of them, and I was like, I don't understand what's happening.
Proverbs are. We'll probably talk more about this next time, but Proverbs can be a little tricky because some of the Proverbs all fit together in chapters. Like this first week, what we're going to look at fits pretty well together. But a lot of times when you read through the Proverbs, it's just ideas verse by verse. So like one verse might be this topic, but then the next verse is a different topic.
It bounces around.
Yeah, so that's what makes it a little hard sometimes to kind of follow it because it bounces around. But there are reasons for that, and we'll get into all that as we go through the book.
Cool.
So, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
It's going to be good.
So we'll start that next week.
Next week. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I think that's it. All right. All right.
All right.
Sounds
We'll
good
see
to
you
me.
guys next week, and we'll start talking about Proverbs.